Hey guys, welcome back to Sam Industries. Today we are taking an adventure. That's right, I'm about to travel all the way from Lexington here down to Mississippi. We've got the Maverick loaded up, we've got the tow dolly loaded up, and we are getting my, I guess, the absolute dream Festiva. I know I said the last one I bought was like the end goal, but this one is really something special, and you guys are gonna see why. So join us for the trip, and let's see what we can do. All right, well, here we are. We made it all the way down to Mississippi, down here with Justin. Finally getting to meet him for the first time. We'll call it a crossover episode. Yeah. Sam Industries and CrewCabDart. So here it is, though. I haven't actually gone to look at it yet. We pulled up, obviously. I can see it from where I'm standing, but I've not actually gone to look at it. So I'm gonna go look at it. As I hinted at before we got down here, this is the rarest USDM Festiva. So there's maybe 3 of these, absolutely less than 5 of these known to actually exist. This is a 1990 LX in yellow, and I believe it even has power steering, which was a very rarely picked dealer option that was entirely dropped the year after this. But I'm really excited to see it, especially as a Mississippi. It's funny because our last yellow came from Mississippi. So I've been to Mississippi twice, both times to pick up yellow Festiva. Well, what are the odds? But it looks really good. And so you said you picked this up from somebody that had rebuilt the engine, right?
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
So, funny enough, it's been like 10 minutes from here for years. I've never known it. I've never seen it. Dad was on Marketplace, and he knows, I try to pick him up.
Right.
And so he found it on Marketplace. He said, hey, there's a Festiva for sale. And he always likes to send them to me and show me. And I looked at it, and I saw it was yellow. I said, okay, this ain't just the run-of-the-mill. I gotta go check it out. I look at it, I message them, they reply back instantly, and then they give me their address. It's 10 minutes from the shop. I said, all right, we're dropping everything we're doing, we're gonna look at it right now. I go look at it, I roll up, and it's this. It's an older man, he's probably in his 70s. He said he's had it for 10 years or so, maybe, and said just last year he had the engine rebuilt, and then a week or 2 ago, it just stopped firing. He just said it lost fire. I haven't looked any more into it than that. I made a deal with him, loaded it on the trailer. And before I bought it, I messaged you. I said, hey, yeah, this is kind of interesting. What do you think? And you're like, wow, okay, that's something special. All right, well, I got to have it. So, yeah, we loaded it up, and I dropped it off here, and I have done nothing to it since.
Oh, man. Where?
And, gosh, it is probably the nicest Festiva I have ever had my hands on, really.
Yeah.
It's what, something late of '89, right?
Yeah, so this was November 3rd of '89. So like one of the earlier ones.
Whenever I first got it, and Dad looked at the tag in there, he said it's an '89. I was like, well, it's got an EFI grill. But I know if it was fuel injection in '89, it'd be auto, and if it's EFI auto, I was like, well, it may be some weird thing, but that's where my expertise kind of falls off.
So yeah, so I think July is the cutoff month. So anything after July becomes the next model year.
And
big dog.
And like I said, I got to it. I was looking around it. I was like, oh, it's a yellow power mirrors, and the interior looks good, and it's got all the trim and whatnot. And then I pop the hood, and I see power steering. I'm like, whoa, okay, whoa, this is really special. And I'm looking down there at the power steering, and I'm like, whoa, what is? And I see air conditioning too. I'm like, I've never even heard of one with power steering and air conditioning. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I thought you either had one or the other.
And it's crazy because the power steering itself is really hard to find, but especially hard to find when you have it with AC. So if you ever want to add power steering, as you can see, that goes right where your AC lines are normally at.
Yeah.
Because they come in right here. So the power steering AC cars have a different line that goes all the way around your engine bay and back down. And honestly, this is harder to find even the steering itself. This line right here.
Yeah.
Because the only way to get that line was with this combination.
So you said 90 was last year for power steering, period.
Yeah. Yep. Option was dropped for 91.
Wow.
And even then, it was I think the dealer had to order it. Like, it wasn't in a normal feature list on the brochure.
And so the guy said that he was checking, like you could see where I guess he stripped back wires.
Yeah, I can see those, and up here checking out the coil.
I don't know. I haven't touched it. But I've been pretty excited. I figure it'll do okay. I figure it'll run. I've had good luck. They seem to want to live for a while.
Underneath.
So is the body kind of what you were looking for? Picture's doing it good?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, just the fact, when I first bought my yellow other one, like, some of the paint was a bit iffy in spots, but I wasn't too worried about it. I considered painting my other JDM Festiva V2. I thought I might paint it yellow, because yellow is my favorite color anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know it wasn't. Even if I did a really good job with it, deep down, I would know I painted a green car yellow. Yeah. It doesn't count. Yeah. So I thought, even if I found a beat up yellow, if I repaint it and fix it up, even if it's a repaint, it was yellow, I'd feel better about it being a real yellow underneath all that. But this one, like, I think that a lot of this will just buff out anyway. Especially, it's got, dealer graphics already, which I love having. I like that dealer graphic. It's neat. And it's cool. It's got the red stripe that matches the LX stripe already. Yeah. It's a really good looking car. And looking under it while we had it on the trailer, it's just, it's so good. And the spare tire, I sent you a picture of the spare tire well. Yeah. Gosh, it's just so good. And it's the one spot of mine that has a hole. Because it had no taillight gaskets, of course, so water got in there and just sat. Hey guys, Editor Will here. Some of you may have noticed the audio sounding a little funny here and there, and that's because I completely failed to turn Justin's mic on properly. So I keep having to turn him up based on my microphone. Because of that, I'm going to cut this video up a little bit, also because it gets kind of boring of us just trying to start. Basically, the starter wouldn't engage with the key, so I had to have Justin crawl all over the engine bay and hit the starter with a screwdriver manually, which is a huge pain on the automatics. We thought it might be a spark issue due to there being a bunch of lamp cord running to the distributor, so I tossed a new distributor on there, tried to plug it in. We had spark, but still didn't sound quite right. I figured I should maybe toss in a new fuel pump, and that would be a great time to plug the new fuel pumps on the store, which I'll go ahead and let past me tell you all about right now. I think it is a good time to shamelessly plug. There you go. I know y'all probably saw the level centers we had available, but now we have entire plug-and-play units. It drops in. The correct plug on this side, brand new pump on that side, and this uses a modern, smaller pump, so if, for those wanting to upgrade, you can actually buy the Denso version of this, brand new for 70 bucks, or upgrade to your high flow, your Airmotive, your Walbro, whatever you want. If you need to run E85, or you need, for some reason, 340 liters per hour, for some reason, now you can, easily. And that means it is time to take out the old pump. And to basically nobody's surprise, the previous owner lied. This car had been sitting a lot longer than 2 weeks, and this all looked pretty awful. Was not pumping, even with the test jumpers, jumpered across and everything. So, pop in the new unit, pump in at least something to the engine. What are you seeing there?
Ooh, buddy.
I've seen better, I've seen worse.
Handle that.
I'll go to the back so I don't grip on the seat.
Just chunk it as far as you want.
Well,
there's no sock.
Yeah, the sock has just become one with the tank goo. I'll be keeping 2 of these screws. It definitely smells like tarnished gas.
I have a feeling it was not running a week ago, as per the old man.
You know what? It's not as bad. It's not all brown. There's definitely some sediment on the bottom of the tank, but it is not just full of rust flakes, and it's not just full of goo.
Oh, yeah, there's the sock in there.
It is pretty low, though, so I think maybe 2 gallons of fresh gas would help it. Okay. That being said, the new pump should reach the bottom.
You want to grab that sock out with those pliers?
Oh, good idea.
I don't know, you might double strain the fuel. Might need it.
Suck a sock right into a sock.
Well, you know.
You sure? Hold that.
Watching a brain surgeon here.
Yeah, I'm playing a game Operation. Oh.
Oh no!
It's kind of falling apart. Well, you can see that.
Oh my gosh.
We're deteriorating a bit. Rapid
Oh,
disassembly.
Oh my
see if I
gosh.
can grab the plastic edge.
Wow. Yeah, this was not running a week
No.
ago.
No, I feel like it wasn't.
No way.
Maybe 1 year and 1 week.
Well,
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know what year it is.
That could be.
He was a fairly old feller.
All
He's in
right.
good spirits, though.
Let's see if I can navigate this guy in.
Or a brand new fuel pump, and that I'm about to have to suck up that old gas.
Yeah, we're really gonna put these new pumps to the test here. I try not to sell too much garbage on the store, so put our faith that these nice new pumps here can handle sucking whatever that is in.
Does that have a new? I see it.
Yeah, new gasket included.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
And they're not there yet, but very soon I'll also have new screws that are Phillips and hex head. So that way, in case they start to strip out on you, you can still take them out with a socket.
Very nice.
Yeah, keep putting upgrades on the upgrades. See if I can get the whole line up.
The goal is eventually you could build your own brand new car.
Hey.
Festiva from scratch.
Those are some itty bitty boys there.
Yeah, you can see when it starts rusting how easy it would be to strip this back to nothing.
Stripped many of them boys in my day. Hey, once again.
There we go.
So what is this line for?
That is the return.
Okay.
So it's a full return system. So the pump on a Festiva is always running full power, and it's putting like 50 or 60 PSI out. The Festiva only needs 35 to 43. So the fuel pressure regulator on the rail is just a vacuum controlled regulator. Anything that the rail doesn't use just gets bypassed straight back to the tank.
You know, it's a lot easier to ask him questions when he's right here rather than on
Right.
Facebook.
All right, turn the key on. We'll see if we can hear it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hear that?
I hear it.
Key back off. There it goes. All right, so it didn't sound like it was struggling, so it means it's sucking up at least something. Don't know if it's sucking up anything good enough to start with, but something's better than nothing, I suppose. Spoiler alert, something was not better than nothing. One of us could do Mad Max, just spit gas at it.
Well, I don't volunteer as tribute.
To make a long video short, we did not get it running. This is about 25 or 30 minutes of us just messing around, trying to get the bad wiring to work, trying to get some nice fuel in it, and nothing really turned out. If you guys want to see this unedited, let me know. I might upload a separate clip, but this is sped up, I think, 8,000%, just so we can kind of get through it to the outro and get to the part where we finally get it loaded up. I made sure to bring a yellow jumper wire to match the yellow car. That was intentional.
All right, you gonna give me a cute outro and.
Okay, well, hang on. We're not done yet. So this isn't goodbye because we haven't made it home yet, nor have we loaded up.
Sure.
But I guess this might mark the end of our time in this yard. So Justin, dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you gave me a shout basically before you'd even bought it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you even paid the man before you
No.
sent me a picture of it.
No.
So yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's an honor to be able to A, be part of a community with so many helpful people, and B, to be able to own such a rare Festiva. Yeah,
But you know
I didn't think it'd be possible. I wasn't sure if I'd ever own like a clean yellow at all, and now I'm an proud owner of a 90 LX yellow with power steering and a sandalwood interior. So that's really something else.
No one better.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you got some good content here, and make sure you check out his channel as well. So you're watching here on 10 Ministries right now. Go check out CrewCabDart. I'll have a link down there. I'll send you any of these files you want to put on your channel.
Sure.
If you want to share any of this stuff.
I build stuff like that.
And man, is that thing sharp.
Oh, you should see the engine bay.
Oh, let's see it.
Yeah. Look at that.
Woo!
Look at that. Stuff I do.
That's pretty.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It looks real good.
I do Festiva stuff on the side. I gotta say, realistically, the Festiva community is by far, bar none, the best community I've ever been a part of.
Oh, it's incredible.
Like, these guys, they christened me almost for doing this.
Really?
It's like a factory style engine, but it's just because it's not a carburetor.
Yeah, I was doing S10 stuff long before Festiva stuff, and like a few of the groups I'm in aren't bad. Some of them kind of suck, but like even the groups that are okay or decent,
Yeah.
it still doesn't even compare to how
Festiva
amazing the Festiva people are. I think a lot of it has to do with us being on the bottom of the food chain. You know?
Yeah.
Like you can't be a dick and drive a Festiva. Like
No.
you all know where we're at on
Right.
this line. You have to be pretty humble to be both driving one and be a fan of it. To say I'm driving this and I'm proud to do it.
Yeah.
You know, we're all in the same mindset right away.
Look, you notice I don't even have tent. I'm so proud of mine. I don't even have tent on them.
Driving the fishbowl.
I'm getting tent.
I brought a spare wheel and I brought the stuff to do a rear bearing just in case, since we will be, because we're gonna have rear tires on the ground with the dolly, so
Right.
just in
I
case.
was gonna ask if you got a spare. I have some.
Oh yeah, I brought one, and if we have to, I can also switch out the front tires. So,
Very good.
should we try to load it up?
Let's do it.
All right. From here, the plan was pretty simple. Use a different Festiva and a chain to drag this Festiva up onto the dolly. It went surprisingly well overall. We got her loaded up, not too much difficulty besides a slight little grip loss here and there, but beyond that, not a problem. Loaded up successfully, and then we were soon on our way home. All right, so it is basically midnight. I'm not mic'd up right now, so sorry if the audio is not great for my phone, but we just made it back from Mississippi, safe and sound. There she is. One successful journey. So tomorrow is Sunday. I'm gonna get it a little more cleaned up, maybe polish it up some, see what we can do with it. There we are. We made it. All right, and here we are behind the garage a couple weeks later. Basically, I completely ran out of any time to film anything after we got it unloaded. My front camera did catch Michelle and I just pushing it off the dolly by hand, shoving it around and trying to get it navigated back over here with, you know, no engine and no power, just take it in neutral and giving her a shove. However, thankfully, Steven came over and gave me a hand buffing and polishing this thing, giving it a nice, I would say almost a deep clean on the outside, just to see how it would look after getting it kind of cleaned up. And let me tell you, this thing turned out beautifully. I mean, just even from here, and not direct sunlight, this yellow is just fantastic. Really puts the pop back in pop yellow right there. If you walk over here, look at how clean that turned out. And this car is not perfect. You know, there's some small bumps in it here and there. It's got scratches and stuff in it, but the dealer graphic is still kind of there. I plan on kind of recreating that later on to fill in the gaps where it flaked off during the cleaning. But man, is that yellow pop yellow. And if I open the door here, just take a peek at this interior. I haven't cleaned this out yet, so I haven't taken anything out from the day we dropped it off. But you would not believe the mileage on this thing. Take a look at that cluster. 287,000 miles. And I tell you, I don't know where it's hiding all those miles, because this interior, even before I've even cleaned it, looks fantastic. I mean, the headrests, fantastic condition. We've got maybe a little bit of vinyl tearing down here on the side, as you might expect. The door cards, dingy, but otherwise completely intact. None of this is falling apart. Map pocket's not torn out in any way. I cannot believe this thing only has 287,000 miles on it. You can see where the previous owners have tried to do some wiring work of some kind. There's this huge bundle of wires that I have no idea what they go to. I did notice on the key that we have some sort of wireless lock. I don't think they work anymore. I did find this on the floor, which I believe to be the control box for wireless locks, power locks, so that's no good. This is all missing from the previous owners trying to diagnose the switch issue. I think most of the plastics are in here in the footwell. Not sure, we'll have to go through that. I found a couple boxes of old gaskets and stuff. That must have been part of the rebuild they did. Other than that though, I mean, the carpet's also dingy, but looks like it'd clean up. Honestly, there's a ton of wear over here on the corner of the carpet. It looks like these people carried backseat passengers quite frequently. It's very flat and matted up down here where your feet would be in the back. But man, I can't believe how good it looks in here for almost 300,000 miles. I can't wait to get the interior kind of out of it, cleaned and put back in. But that's not the focus right now. We've got a different yellow project we're working on. But until then, this thing's gonna be doing just fine, chilling here under a car cover with its fresh polish. I mean, we've even got the OEM cargo cover and the clips that hold it in. Like, it's fully complete. Keen-eyed of you might see that the flap up here is missing, but not to worry. It's in the trunk. There it is. All the back carpet's in here. All the plastics are complete. Man, I can't wait to get this one cleaned up. So, that leads us to the ultimate question then. Did I overpay? As the title would suggest. So, with this car, oh, what the heck, I'll just say it. We bought this for $4,200. So, you guys can put in the comments whether or not you think that's a fair price. Looking at just how clean the rear beam is, I'll go ahead and insert a video, a couple pictures of the dirt before and after I clean all that off. Just did a quick little undercarriage rinse here, and look at how nice this thing is underneath. There was a bunch of mud covering up most of this, but there's even the factory finish still on the beam bolts back there. I mean, this thing just looks absolutely amazing underneath. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. I mean, just on that alone, this car is worth a ton, I think, and being quite possibly the only one left in the US, if not less than 3 of these still have to exist for this color and this trim. And even on top of that, with power steering, getting a Festiva running, that's like that's child's play. Nobody cares about that. It's all about this paint and that rust-free rear beam. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you think there's a good price. Would you buy it for that much? Would you buy it for more? Not that I'm planning on selling it or anything, but there it is. So you will see more of this on the channel later this year. Until then, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya.